I'm Nikki. Welcome back to my channel. I love everything home decor, weddings, and DIY. In this video, I challenged myself to do 3 Dollar Tree DIYs, which is much easier said than done. I probably walked around the store 3 or 4 times before deciding on what to do. In the end, I had 2 successful DIYs of the 3, and this is what that video is. Please subscribe down below, and let's get into it. For this DIY, the goal is to create a little jewelry dish. Starting off in this DIY, I used a ceramic frame. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It has the compartments of the frame in the back, but isn't exactly a frame in the front. Next material I used was some peel and stick wallpaper, which I was surprised to see at the Dollar Tree, and I'm even more surprised that the designs were actually pretty cool and modern. I took the ceramic piece and removed the back hardware so that it would lay flat. I traced the ceramic piece on the back of the wallpaper and marked where the corner points would be. Then I cut the shape on the wallpaper and cut the corners so that it would lay flat. From there, I slowly placed the wallpaper into the dish, trying to avoid any air bubbles. Then I added a few thick layers of Mod Podge to add to the dish to make it more waterproof. If you can't already tell, this was the failed DIY. It doesn't look horrible, but if you look at it in person, it just isn't up to a standard in which I would want to keep it and display it or give it as a gift. More times than not, DIYs do not work out, not the first time, not the second time, or sometimes not at all. DIYing is a lot of troubleshooting and seeing if what you need to do is different than what you originally planned. For this DIY, the wallpaper was too thick and made out of a paper material, which didn't give it the sleek feeling that you wanted even after using the Mod Podge. With that, there was no good way of making it not have bumps and then the edges look good. But I would love to hear any suggestions of what you would do differently and maybe find a way to solve this problem and create this DIY over. So please leave them down below. For this next DIY, I'm going to be showing you how to create a travel pouch out of a placemat and some velcro. Depending on your access to a sewing machine or your skill set, you can sew this project for a more finished look. Or you can just use glue or fabric glue to create this project, which is definitely much easier. First, I measured 3 inches from the top of my placemat and found center. Then I cut a 3-inch piece of my velcro and added the plasticky side to the front side of the placemat. Then I sewed a box around the piece of the velcro, pivoting in the corners. Then I bent my placemat to see where the soft side of the velcro was going to be, just on the floral side. I then sewed a box around the piece of velcro, pivoting in the corners like I did with the other half of the velcro. Then I had the top flap pinned in place. I turned over my placemat and put the fabric right sides together, making sure it doesn't overlap with the top flap on the other side. I sewed a straight stitch along the sides. Once that was done, I unpinned the top flap and put it right sides together. I sewed both of the sides of the top flap, making sure that it was the same seam allowance as the original pocket. Once they were both sewn, I cut off the corners, avoiding cutting any stitches to help make them less bulky once I turned the fabric right side out, which is what I did next. Last finishing touch is the top stitch along the top flap to give it more of a finished edge. All I did was go slow, making sure the stitches were straight and pivoting in the corners. The fabric was too thick in one corner, so I had to come from another direction. Here's the final product. This is perfect for pencils or makeup, whatever you want to take on the go. The liner of the placemat is the perfect slick material for easy cleaning. I had this cute plaid fabric that was perfect for a masculine touch. Like I said before, I did the DIY for the first time and it didn't work out. It was the second time, which is what was shown in the video, that it actually all worked out as planned, which happens in DIYing often, and I just don't show it in the videos. If you're familiar with popular design trends, you may have heard of the German schmear, which is the inspiration for this next DIY. It's one of my favorite Dollar Tree DIYs of all time, as you can't even tell it was from the Dollar Tree. I got this peel and stick material, which Dollar Tree had a handful of options for. I use a typical glass base, a tube of spackle, and various paints I had for my own collection. I started off measuring the glass base to see how much of the peel and stick stones I needed. For this specific vase, I needed 7 1/4 wide and the whole length of the peel and stick material. I marked that and cut it down. I removed the backing off the peel and stick material and slowly rolled the vase onto it, trying to keep the edges straight as possible. From there, I mixed a variety of grays, whites, and brown paint and stippled it onto the raised stone material. You can skip this step if you like the color of the stones. I let that dry, and off camera, I added some hot glue to the seam. I took my spackle and added it to the cracks of the stone. I started off trying to spread it with a popsicle stick, but had better results with just using my fingers. Once it was applied, I went back with both a wet and dry paper towel to clean off the stones that I was a little heavy-handed with the spackle. I let that sit to dry. Here is the final reveal of my Dollar Tree German schmear vase. I absolutely love this DIY. I think it looks just like German schmear. There was a moment in there when I was adding spackle where I was like, hopefully this is a trust the process moment, and luckily it was. I love taking this German schmear trend that we're seeing all over the place and making it more approachable for decor in your home. Better yet, this DIY cost me less than $4 to make. You just can't beat it. I always love watching dollar store DIYs because of how approachable and affordable the DIYs can be. After challenging myself to do my own, I realized how much trial and error can go into these videos and these projects. But in the end, it is all worth it because we're always learning something new out of it, from learning a new technique or just to keep your mind creative. If you like this video, please subscribe down below. My name is Nikki, and these are all of my social media handles for you to keep up with my personal life. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.